It looks like the harvester count has relatively evened out after that Hellion harass. Damaga though still has a slight income upgrade over Pain User because he has this gold, and Damaga, being a little bold here, has grabbed 2 expansions in response to losing his drones. Typically, if you feel you're behind, I guess you can go for double expand, but this is very risky. He's gonna have this window where Pain User can exploit the fact that Damaga has gone for a double expand, but I don't think Pain User will be able to do any damage because he himself has decided to grab a 3rd expansion as well. I'd say right now both players are relatively even, as Pain User now going to be getting a starport, also getting an engineering bay down as well, possibly for missile turret action. And I'd like to see what he gets out of these starports right here. It looks like he is going to be getting a medvac, and I know Pain User is well versed in using medvacs to possibly do some Thorship action or even drop off some Hellions, so we'll keep an eye out for that as the game continues to unfold. Meanwhile, pre-igniter on the way, weapons level 1 on the way as well. Zerg player Damaga is getting a Spire, however, and I like this play by Damaga. I'm actually trying to find the Spire. There it is. Does Pain User know if it's aware? Is he aware of the Spire? He is right there with that scan. So he sees the Spire. This engineering bay gonna be used for turrets right away, and Pain User throwing down 2 at the main, none at the natural thus far, 1 at the front door. And it looks like he's gonna go ahead and secure this 3rd expansion as well. Planetary Fortress being morphed in at the goal, or at the 3rd expo. Usually pretty standard play for a Terran player to grab a Planetary Fortress, because this is the base that will come under attack eventually by the Zerg. Damaga gonna scout this out with his Speedling, possibly gonna kill off an SCV right there. Hero Speedling might even kill 2, who knows. Doesn't look like Pain User, he is gonna fall his forces in here, and the Zergling is not gonna get the 2nd kill. Meanwhile, here comes a dropship for Pain User. He is going to drop off 4 Hellions right into the main. Is Damaga going to be able to react in time? I'm not quite sure. They do have pre-igniter, and they're going to burn 2 drones instantly. 2 more drones make it 4, 5 on top of that, and Roach is desperately trying to run in to take care of this fire. Burning threat, and it looks like he killed off several drones right there, so nice play by Pain User, taking about 7 drones down to hell with the Hellions. And right now Pain is starting to get in control of this game. Damaga's got to do something to deal with the fact that these Hellions have been burning his drones away since day 1. I really like though how their harvester count is still extremely high, especially for Damaga. That is just a testament to Damaga's insane macro. After having lost so many drones, he still has 49 harvesters. That is a lot, and he still has 4 expansions running safely with 1800 minerals per minute. If Pain User had not done the harass with these Hellions, then Damaga might have steamrolled Pain User by now. Meanwhile, it looks like Infestors coming out for Damaga, but there are more Hellions on the way, 3 from the south and 3 from the north, 4 from the north. It looks like he's going to go for a 2-pronged Hellion burn attack, but the Roaches are in position over the gold. Meanwhile, these Hellions going to run straight over to the 4th expansion, and these drones could very well go down. Once again, going to take a look at the income tab. 64 harvesters, but all the drones getting burned away at the 4th base, and it looks like Damaga gonna lose a lot, and that gap is going to slowly start to eke out. And even once again, Damaga is just going mass Roach right here to deal with the fact that the Terran player has gone for these mass mechanized units, these Hellions, these siege tanks. It really means that you cannot go Zerglings, you cannot go Hydras, you have to go mass Roach. And of course Damaga has that trump card, that ace card up his sleeve. He can burrow and unburrow underneath the Terran mech, and if that should happen, then Pain User might get caught out of position. He does not have a Raven with his main army, which means they could be vulnerable to a Roach unburrow attack. Meanwhile, Damaga grabbing another expansion, tons of Roaches on the map for Damaga, also getting Adrenal Glands upgrade. I'd like to see what Damaga's gonna do with his Infestors though. Is he gonna be able to mind control is the question. He does not have mind control, so I don't know how good Fungal Growth is gonna be against this mech army, but here comes the battle, engaging Roaches, finding, and the Infestors spawning infested Terrans right in front of the Terran mech. A ton of eggs being morphed right on the Terran mech. This is the new change with the new patch, patch number 16, but the balls of infested Terrans Terrans, only a few of them morphing out in time to do damage, the rest getting obliterated by the Terran mech with +1 weapons starting to shell away at the gold. Damaga is going to be forced to run all of his drones away, and his infestors have burrowed now for safety. I think those infested Terrans did some damage. Of course, the siege tanks will splash themselves if the infested Terrans spawn right next to the Terran metal, so I think they did do some damage there. But meanwhile, Damaga is going to lose his gold expansion, and it looks like Damaga is going to come up for another attack here. Going to spawn more infested Terrans. Roaches taking out the Thors first, but it doesn't look like the roaches are going to be able to do enough damage. All the roaches falling, and the Terran player continuing to muscle his way through with more Terran metal, and Damaga here is in a lot of trouble. Wow, he is actually getting outplayed by the American, by Pain User, and look at this, Pain User getting a battle cruiser on the way. He has 2 battle cruisers on the production tab right now. He is actually switching up to the ultimate weapon of war, the orbital planetary flyer, the battle cruiser, the ultimate weapon of war, and Damaga here has got to make something happen. His income still lower than Pain User at this point. Pain User at 63 over 40 something, and Damaga actually going to push forward to take out those 2 whittled Thors. Nice play from Damaga to finish off the garbage, which was actually, if Pain User had run that back, he would have repaired that. But look at this, the Zerg player is now starting to mass up his ultimate weapon of war. 4 or 5 Ultralisks on the way, as well as the Chitinous plating, which does give the Ultralisk +2 armor, making them that much more powerful. Damaga now at 5 bases. My goodness, he has so many expansions, but he did lose the gold. Pain User only at 3 expansions, thinking about grabbing the 4th right now, but he has those battle cruisers on the way, so I gotta say his army composition is just a little bit better with all of this Terran mech. It's going to take a lot of Ultralisks to pound through that, and unfortunately these Ultras have no upgrades. Damaga has been researching weapons for his roaches, and I like how he's placed his roach under the command center, gonna not allow that command center to land right there. But the Ultras are really bare and naked. All they have is that Chitinous plating coming on the way right now. And here comes Damaga. Infestors, are they going to spawn more infested Terrans? There comes the balls of eggs. But the Ultras and Roaches are just getting shelled to pieces. Poor Ultras and Roaches, along with the battle cruisers in the air. Damaga calls GG against Pain User. Pain User rolling in with a massive army of metal, and there was nothing the Zerg player could do, not even with his overbearing, overpowering economy. What a game for the books, for the history books of Starcraft 2. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that cast, and of course, if you guys like what you see, make sure to subscribe for more videos of Starcraft 2. Thanks a lot, guys. HD, signing out.